Are you your brother's keeper? Does the Bible teach you if you're your brother's keeper? I mean, if it teaches anything, it teaches that. You go all the way from beginning to end, we find out we are our brother's keeper. It tells us again and again and again that we are responsible for one another, to love one another, to love your neighbor, to love your brothers in particular. No greater love does a man have than to lay down his life for his friend. We are our brother's keepers. Both our biological brothers and our brothers in the Lord and our brothers as friends. No doubt about that. So this is the concept that we learn at the beginning of the book of Genesis. You go to the end of the book of Genesis, and it's the story of the 12 brothers. And of course, I'm talking about the 12 sons of Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel. And so they had their own sibling rivalry problem, didn't they? Remember Joseph? Now, they didn't kill Joseph, but they did sell him off as a slave to Egypt. You know what? These people are not treating their families very well. Do you agree with that? They sell him off. Now, they were going to kill him, but they chose to sell him as a slave. So poor Joseph, he goes off to Egypt. He's a slave. And by the grace of God, because God's favor was upon him, he rises up to become the second ruler in Egypt under only the Pharaoh. And most of you know the story about the 7 good years and the 7 lean years. And of course, we have Joseph. He's administrating this program to stockpile grain so that they can get through the 7 years. Now, some distance away in the homeland, you have Jacob and his family and his 11 sons, and they're not doing so well because they're in the famine as well, but they didn't plan for it. So they come hat in hand to Egypt, not knowing where Joseph is, not knowing that they're going to encounter their brother. But there he is, and I'm going to pick the story up in Genesis chapter 47, verse 11. Listen to this. And Joseph situated his father and his brothers and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramesses, as Pharaoh had commanded. Then Joseph provided his father, his brothers, and all his father's household with bread according to the number of their families. And of course, the word there is clan. So what we find out, Joseph, who was sold off by his own brothers, he now takes care of not only his brother, not only his father, not only his mother, but the entire clan. And if you go back into Genesis chapter 46, it actually names and numbers who they are. I'll do the math for you and save you the trouble of counting. There was 70 people. 70 people showed up. And Joseph took care of every last one of his clan. He gave them lands and possessions. He gave them bread to eat. He cared for them from cradle to grave. And what he did was he proved that he was, in fact, his brother's keeper.